Mom comes home from vacation, finds strangers living in her house. She never saw this coming. As soon as she returned from her vacation, she walked straight into a living nightmare. When she finally made it back to her home, she discovered something that no homeowner should ever have to encounter. She couldn't believe it. An entire group had formed and her blood was boiling. What made her the angriest was the injustice of it all. She had few options, but she knew that she had to do something about this. Crystal was on vacation for a week and a half, and during this time, she was blissfully unaware of what was happening to her brand new home. But back in Broken Arrow, her neighbors were growing worried. But Crystal's vacation was cut short when one of her neighbors called and informed her of the uninvited guests. She booked the first flight home, and when she stepped through her front door, she was completely blindsided. It wasn't even 2 weeks since she had left, and in that time, her home had undergone a horrific transformation. She wasted no time calling BAPD officers and asked them to help her get her house back. But they could not find any evidence of a break-in, so they made no arrests. Instead, they issued a warning to the group for trespassing. It didn't take long before she realized that her house had sustained thousands of dollars worth of damage. The group had splashed paint on all of the walls, and there were pet litter boxes in every room in the house. The floor was covered in cigarette butts and garbage, and there were stains all over the floors and walls. Her heart broke when she realized that the new wood floors were severely damaged and electronics had actually been pulled from the walls. But it got even worse. Crystal felt her stomach drop when she opened the fridge and watched as roaches scattered around inside. She had to take deep breaths, feeling like she was about to be sick. But besides the roaches, she also stumbled upon millions of tiny bedbugs in the bedrooms. She knew how hard it was to get rid of them. It's all dirty. It just feels dirty. When she was asked what her property looked like when she came home from Cabo, she explained to News on 6, "It was awful. It looked like I was in some homeless shelter with mattresses everywhere." She added, "It was a shock. I didn't understand how people could do that. I was so furious, but there was nothing I could do." Crystal was furious that no arrests were made for breaking and entering, and there was a reason for that. There was one significant detail that made the police officers' job more difficult, however. The so-called squatters said that they found the property available for rent on Craigslist. They were even able to show that they had a signed rental lease. Upon closer inspection, the rental form showed that it listed the owner of the house as being one Stephen Parker. And after some investigation, Crystal found a box of blank lease forms in the garage. Had the squatters had faked their own rental agreement? According to one squatter, Sherry, she had been given a key. She told Inside Edition, "It was the second or third day when we noticed our keys didn't turn. I'm sorry. I had nothing to do with it." She said that when her key stopped working, she and her fellow residents then entered the house via the garage, apparently without being concerned about what had happened. "I am innocent in this," Sherry said. "I didn't scam anyone." Another member of the group, Dale Makins, admitted that the circumstances of their move-in might well have seemed suspicious. "I know it reeks, it looks bad on us, but with the lease, we got shanghaied," Dale told News on 6. "She's being nice enough to let us get our stuff. We'll go to another place. We're gonna research the house before we even move in." After Crystal, the rightful owner of the home, returned, she wanted to see justice done and the culprits punished, however. Crystal told News on 6, "It should be breaking and entering. They broke into my home, they crawled underneath the garage, they have vandalized my home. They have brought roaches and bedbugs into the house and nothing's being done.